larger buildings, particularly in urban context, there's no question we need to improve the quality of light for the occupant of the building. But there's also this reciprocal responsibility that the quality of light needs to be improved for the public. So the boundary, this boundary condition at the edge of the building, I mean the curtain wall or the skin or however you want to refer to it, has this reciprocal opportunity to explore light, both for the occupant where it's privatized, light is privatized as it enters the building, and then there's this other world which is the public realm. And how does light then become an operative element to allow people to experience the unique qualities of light in that particular environment, you know, in a public space as you move around this huge object. This World Trade Center Tower 7 in New York really tries to understand the phenomenology of light in very different scales within the same structure, so that you might look at the building from 2 kilometers away, 3 kilometers away, and you see the light, and you read this depth of the building and the phenomenon of light as it interacts between different surfaces. So you see in that structure light from a great distance, from sort of a mid-distance, from a near distance, and then right when you come right up against the building, you experience it in a different way. So the light is actually operative on many different scales, on a very immediate scale and also on a very sort of urban scale. There was a window constructed in the house, fairly large window, but in reality the window was it's only about 6 feet away from a wall, actually an opaque wall, and then from an adjacent building. So you actually have a window facing a blank wall and another structure. So essentially there's no view, there's very little light, there'd be no reason to have a window in this location, but by using the window and again using the volume or depth of the outside of the building and then inside wall of the building, using a series of mirrors angled at a certain angle and a series of lenses and some diffused glass, basically the window is more like a periscope. So when you look at the window, you're in fact seeing the view of almost straight overhead. So you're bringing the sky plane image and the trees at a distance, you bring them down into the window plane, then project the image through some very simple lenses against this diffused plane of glass. So there really is no view, but it's a way of bringing all that information from outside and constructing a new view or a new reality. And I think there's an incredible opportunity for this in windows, because we usually think of a window having to have a very specific orientation of a view unobstructed by other buildings or something, but there's no question you could very easily put a window over here where there's no view, but you can actually create a view. So I think there's something interesting about that, and it's not something that I don't think has really been explored at all. The windows can take on a whole role of almost more of a cinematic presence, I mean, where you're constructing realities and sort of imagery and events that are there, but they're not actually directly out there. They're actually out there, meaning in a broader context around the buildings.